it causes physical pain to look at this photo. Welcome everyone. Last week I discussed your outfits with the photos you sent me. Today I want to show you my outfits from the last couple of years. How I transformed from some kind of role-playing goth metalhead to the Vintagebursche I am today. So stay tuned. Before we start, let me explain this summer outfit here. Because of Corona going on, there are not many occasions to wear something like this outside, so I thought, why not here? Apart from that, I'm really curious when my hair situation will get out of hand because all the barbershops had to close. Well, let's start with the outfits. Okay folks, let's start with 2003 and brace yourselves. This is some tough shit. Yeah, so this is me 17 years ago. Long hair, dyed black, yes. Some, washed out black shirt. I guess it's velour black pants and boots. Black walking boots. Yeah, this is me, 2003. As I said in the intro, some kind of role-playing goth metalhead thing. This was actually in Scotland, and which was a great trip. I saw my first Highland games and so on. I was already in the role-playing game a couple of years, and yeah, that's where we start from, right? So I mentioned Scotland. This is 2 years later, 2005, with my girlfriend, who is apparently a lot prettier than me. I'm still, I guess it's even the same black shirt, still washed out, a bit darker because it was like evening when we took the photo. And this is actually from my graduation festivities. So in German it's Abiball. And I wore a kilt to my graduation. I guess it was even a kilt I bought in Scotland 2 years earlier. But yeah, that was my way of thinking. A kilt is not a bad idea, but the one I bought was not that good, and I guess for a graduation it's too much. Also, the belt is too much. I'm wearing my Soulfly necklace. Yes, I was very much into Soulfly, the band, the metal band. And I already had my eyebrow piercing. A very discussable way of grooming. But, again, at least my girlfriend beside me was pretty back then. Again, I was in Scotland 2 years before that, and I already started, and also with role-playing, going into this like traditional vintagey heritage stuff of menswear, which is a good thing, but I had to learn a lot from there. Okay, so let's move on to same year, but I guess half a year later, 2005. So some of you know that I was or am a member of a student fraternity in Germany. And this was basically the day I became a member of this fraternity. And since I didn't buy a suit for my graduation, and for official events at a student fraternity, at least at the proper ones, you have to wear a suit. I got the one from my grandfather, which apparently doesn't fit me. It's, I'd say, like 3 or 4 sizes too large. At least it's a double-breasted suit and the color combination is fine. It's a bit boring, but fine. Yeah, and well, as you can imagine, at the student fraternity, since I was supposed to wear a suit to all the official occasions, I got very much into classic menswear. It was basically my real starting point because I had to deal with the matter. And yes, I also learned academic fencing at my fraternity. Besides the fact that I really needed to get into classic menswear from 2005 on, I was still a metalhead, and I am still a metalhead. So I still had long hair. I was back then I was playing in a grindcore band in Aachen, where I studied. I studied computer science, by the way. Yeah, and this was basically the first outfit I supposedly put effort and money into. This is a Hugo Boss suit, so the fabric was okay. It was secondhand, so not that expensive. Because some of you might know that I'm not a big fan of Hugo Boss, because the value for money ratio is really not that good. But the big problem here is that this suit again is apparently 2 or 3 sizes too large for me, which looks terrible. It causes physical pain to look at this photo. And on top of that, I'm wearing a black shirt, which is not good, with a too small collar, and my bright necktie, which is also nothing that nice, has no dimple, and the tie knot is way too big. At least I got my grooming situation a bit under control, but I'm glad I'm not dressing like that anymore. Now this is again a couple of years later, 2010. So I got the whole suits should fit situation a bit more under control. Still like just a black suit, nothing worth mentioning. Not as good as the photos you sent me and I discussed last week, which included some really nice outfits. Thanks again for your submissions. But the black suit here is not the problem. It's more like, again, I'm wearing a black shirt. Not a good idea. I'm wearing the tie is okay. Boring, but okay. But again, I'm not wearing a dimple in the tie, which is kind of ugly, and the tie knot is again way too big. And you might have noticed I cut my hair. Yeah, 2010 was a couple of months before I finished my studies, so I needed like 5.5 years, 11 semesters to finish my computer studies. Finished with a diploma, by the way. And this was my way of preparing for the adult world, cutting off my hair. It's not a necessity, I'm sure, but I thought it would be a great idea, and I'm satisfied with the result. Well, at least now. My haircut back then, Now, this is probably my first business outfit, because this is 2011. This is the year when I finished my studies and started working as an IT consultant with a lot of customer contact. So I'd say this is it's a solid combination. Nothing that nice, the necktie knot is still a bit too big. The suit is boring. The tie is boring. The jacket sleeves could be a bit longer because I'm showing very much cuff, but it's okay. Well, but this is me 2011. It's a step forward, right? now this is 2012. So I was still like experimenting with different suit styles, color combinations. So this isn't as a safe choice as the one before. It's okay. Still, necktie now is too big, especially for this quite narrow tie, no dimple. The black pocket square is okay because the suit is this bright, so it's contrasting enough, I'd say. The white shirt is boring but okay, and well, yeah, but you know, even when you are trying to improve yourself, not every step is a step in the right direction, right? Now, this is a business outfit which I'm, well, a bit satisfied still with. Still, the necktie is a bit too narrow. I didn't tie a dimple, but in this context, I guess the white shirt, the white pocket square in a presidential fold, and especially my grooming situation, I'm pretty happy with my grooming situation in this photo. It's fine, and this is 2014, so 6 years ago. I was, let me calculate, 28. Again, not as nice as most of the outfits you sent me, but it's fine, I'd say. Okay, so this now is 2015, basically the start of Vintagebursche and my special interest in, well, the pre-World War II classic menswear. And I guess it's a chalk stripe flannel suit I bought at Tailor for Less, which was the previous name of Fraternity. So the quality is not that good, but it's a nice. It was a nice combination back then, and well, also the photo quality improved over the years. You have to say, my posing too. This was my try wearing just a mustache, but well, in the photo it's fine. But the problem is I have a really small chin and I don't like it. So even though it would be better for all the 1920s attire I love, I really like my beard, so I grew it back after this photo. I did cut it off once more when I got my first historical 1920 bespoke suit to take a couple of photos with it. But since then I'm sporting the beard again. Yeah, but well, this outfit is, you can see that this is a dark blue suit, but I'm pretty satisfied with how it turned out. I still own the tie, or do I? I don't know if I own the tie anymore. It was some middle brown with a small paisley pattern. I was sporting one of my first boutonnieres, a more fancy pocket square. All in all, yeah, well, I guess I'd say a solid outfit. The location, by the way, is the Grotesque Absinthe Bar in Aachen. Great place. The owner is a great guy. Make sure to go there when you're in Aachen, in Western Germany. It's near the cathedral. Okay. So I guess this is not the last one. It's from 2017. One of the most popular Vintagebursche outfits. It's a great photo, which is also due to the fact that the photographer Anne Barth I took the photo with is a very skilled photographer. But when we reduce it to the outfit, this is something I would not wear anymore because the fit wasn't great. This is also a Hockerty suit, so fused interlining. Well, the structure wasn't that great. You can already see that the fusing is coming apart a bit. The lapels here are quite narrow. And well, the waistcoat is a bit too long for my current taste, I'd say. But apart from that, it's a solid one, I'd say. Yeah, and now let's move on to the last photo I have with you. More or less the last step of my transformation. I took this photo a couple of months ago, using a remote control, by the way, at my fraternity house, where I am at still on a regular basis. This is basically a suit supply suit. So again, nothing special. It's from the custom line, I guess. I just picked the fabric and the cut and so on. Basic white shirt, collar pin. It's quite unspectacular, but I think I developed some kind of sense how to put an outfit together for me, at least. You know, I'm not a guru. You know, there are people who can do this a lot better than me, like for example Dennis Walter Kleidsam on Instagram, who is a genius with the whole universe of classic menswear. Sorry. But I guess I developed some sense, at least for me, how to put outfits together for me. And again, this is quite an unspectacular outfit, but I'd say it works well with me. I really like to be honest, the Suit Supply cuts, even though Suit Supply is not the most premium manufacturer. I do own at least 2 Sebastian Hofs suits, who Sebastian Hofs, you know, is my co-author of the sewing book and a really great bespoke tailor. I can't buy all my suits from him. So yeah, and this is basically where I am now. I didn't include all the extremely vintage outfits because I deliberately wanted to show you how I dress like more or less every day going to work, for example. Okay, so I hope you got something out of this video, following my transformation again from some goth role-playing, goth metalhead thing to this, to the Vintagebursche I am today. Nobody's perfect. Even during your transformation, you will do steps backwards, even though you realize afterwards that this was a step backwards. But it's fine. It's how the world works. Trial and error. Just do it. Stay safe and see you soon.